What's up, everyone? Tera Roberts and Howard Bender here with Fantasy Alarm for your Thursday night pregame show. Again, we are back and we are taking your questions in the Fantasy Alarm Discord live. So go ahead, get your start sit questions in there, your trade questions, all that good stuff in the live stream Q&A section. We're ready to take them. And there's already a ton in there already. So get in there, get them in early because they're starting to stack up. But before we dive into that, obviously we will be previewing our Thursday night game. And it's I don't know, Howard. This one is interesting because I'm not gonna lie, I was actually kind of looking forward to this one because you know how I am with these games that are like messy and I'm like, oh, it's gonna hit the over, it's gonna be, two bad defenses and all that. And I thought we were gonna get like a repeat of that like fantastic odd two barn burner game last week's 8, was it, that they matched up? And sadly, I don't know if we're gonna get that because of the weather issues. So I'm a little bit disappointed. How are you feeling about this game?
I'm very disappointed in the weather, but I mean, listen, we've got two terrible run defenses
Yeah.
against some very exciting running backs, and I mean, I think I guess it was Brian Urlacher who said in an interview, when the weather's bad like this, and it's it's slick, whether it's snow, whether it's rain, if the field is slick, the advantage immediately tilts to the offense because the offense knows which way they're running, knows
Mm-hmm.
which way they're going. You as a defender, you have to kind of be on your toes and go back and forth and try and figure it out. And so it's tougher for you to get your footing when these running backs are coming at you like that. And I always thought that that was a great point that Urlacher made, and he did it in like an interview on the Fantasy Channel. So I mean, he was thinking about it in that sense. So Cordero Patterson, Deonta Foreman, yum, give me some. I'll take them plus both defenses in this matchup.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, we've been getting a lot of questions all throughout the day around Foreman. I guess people are getting scared. I don't know if they, think, oh no, weather. But yeah, you're right. I mean, this is not a bad thing. I mean, these are awful run defenses. That's why we're so excited for this game. The only thing that we might not get, unfortunately, is another PJ Walker and Marcus Mariota odd high scoring game. Last time PJ Walker had 17 fantasy points, which was, high for PJ Walker. Marcus Mariota had 24. He was one of my favorite streaming options prior to the weather concern. Now we're tilting more towards the running backs for sure. But yeah, I mean, we talk about the last time around. Donta Foreman had 31 fantasy points, a whopping 118 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was fantastic. We do have Chuba Hubbard, who is not confirmed to come back yet, but he has been practicing. We do expect him back. Talk about Foreman and Chuba Hubbard. I know obviously we expect Foreman to kind of retain this lead role, but how much of a split backfield does this become, or at what point are we trusting Chuba?
I mean, it depends on what your options are. Like, for example, in the Kings Classic, I would have given my right eye to have been able to start Chuba Hubbard tonight because my running back situation is so bad that, believe it or not, I'm actually starting Kenneth Gainwell and Avery Williams as my two running backs this week. So I'm all in on Avery Williams tonight. I think fourth on the depth chart for the Falcons is as far as I'm hoping for, like a little kick return action is really what it comes down to. But I mean, Hubbard at this point right now, I'm not ready to give the full green light on him because it is going to be slick ground. He is the pass catching back. We'll see where he gets in there, but I think Deonta Foreman kind of leads this backfield. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to get the 26 carries that he got the last time they played, but I could still see 20,
Yeah.
15 to 20 carries for Deonta Foreman. Absolutely.
The Atlanta running backs, last time we didn't have Cordero Patterson around. We have him now, but they combined. Now, granted, Algier was less effective on the ground, technically scored the most fantasy points, and Huntley was very effective on the ground, but they combined for 26 fantasy points. Is Cordero Patterson a top 10 running back for you this week? Top 15?
He's up there. I mean, he's definitely top 15. Top 10 might be a little bit of a stretch, but I mean, I don't see why not. Carolina they give up a ton of rushing yards. They've given up, more than their fair share of rushing touchdowns. I'm going to go to the rankings over at fantasyalarm.com. Just curious as to where Ronas has it. Hey, he's got him at the top 15.
Nice.
So he's got him at 15 right now. And, behind McCaffrey, Barkley, Henry, Eckler, Kamara, Chubb, ETN, Josh Jacobs, Kenneth Walker, Damian Pierce, Dalvin Cook. And then all of a sudden, then it gets a little, that's your top 11. Then it becomes preference-wise. He's got Jonathan Taylor, Miles Sanders, Jamal Williams, and Cordell Patterson. Then I can't help it. It's just, that's his name. That's it. God forbid I ever have to interview this dude ever. Can you imagine that? They're like, oh, how we're gonna have Jamal Williams
so funny,
on Fantasy Alarm Show.
He'll find it entertaining. He's so funny though.
I guarantee you, if I called him Jamal Williams, he would leave the interview. He would leave the interview. It's if I sat down in an interview with somebody and they were like, "Okay, fat boy, let's talk," I'd be a little offended.
I can see that. Yeah.
But yeah, give me some Cordell Patterson. Arthur Smith loves to run. He'll rotate in Tyler Algier. He'll rotate in Caleb Huntley. But these guys are talking. You're probably looking at, maybe 6 to 8 carries for Algier. Maybe 4 to 5 carries for Caleb Huntley. I think he loves Cordell Patterson. He loves the what he brings to the table, both as a rusher and a receiver. So. I'm definitely in for that. If you're talking about, look at the guys that behind there that we're not, that we would start Patterson ahead of. Aaron Jones, Tony Pollard, got Foreman listed here as a back end top 20 guy. Swift, Fournette, Connor. So I think we're ranking Patterson kind of where he should be.
Makes sense. And you mentioned, I don't want to forget, you mentioned Jonathan Taylor, so I don't want to forget. But before I transition over to Jonathan Taylor in Indianapolis, the only thing left with this game that I suspect we might get quite a few questions around is DJ Moore and Kyle Pitts, those two guys, and whether or not we're able to trust them. If there was no weather concerns, I was 100% good to go, oh yeah, DJ Moore. Obviously, this makes sense to 100% repeat. Same situation. No AJ Terrell. Atlanta secondary can get absolutely torn up. Kyle Pitts, same reverse kind of situation again. So, they were breakout games for both of them. Absolutely went off. And now we've got this concern where we've got to answer this question, telling people, you have to make a decision on Thursday night, which is always dreadful. You have to make a decision Thursday night with these other guys. And are we prioritizing these guys in the bad weather?
I think it's easier to talk about Pitts than it is to talk about DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Because for me, Pitts is whatever. If you've got a Greg Dulcich or Kyle Pitts, if you've got Gerald Everett or Kyle Pitts, if you've got I'm trying to think of some other schlub tight end. Yeah, I'm going to use them over Kyle Pitts because I just don't like the scenario. If you're talking about, hey, I just picked up Foster Moreau off of my waiver wire because Darren Waller's on IR, well, then I'm thinking, that's really kind of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, because, it's an okay matchup for Moreau, but Derek Carr's not really throwing to the tight end. Maybe that's because of the inconsistency of the position right now for the Raiders, but I don't really see Moreau being a guy who's going to see that much higher of a target share than Kyle Pitts will. Yeah. So, for that reason there. Moore's a tough one. Bowden loves 54 and the over on 54 and a half receiving yards for DJ Moore, and I kind of like it too. You can do it through the short passing. Whether or not your upside is capped because of the weather, I think maybe that's what it is. I still think DJ Moore has a reasonable floor.
True.
But,
upside might be a little questionable in this game. Yeah. It's tough.
What about you? All right, should we go through wide receivers here? Here we go.
Yeah.
Adam Ronis has DJ Moore ranked inside the top 20 at 19.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go backwards. Would you start DJ Moore over Chris Godwin?
No. No, I would not.
No. Oh, you'd start Godwin over Moore.
Yeah.
Would you start Christian Kirk over Moore?
Yes.
Yeah. See, this is we're taking into account here the weather aspect of it right now because we know it sounds a lot worse. If everything was,
Exactly.
lollipops, rainbows, and sunshine, then yeah, DJ Moore over these guys. But Brandon Ayuk.
That's where it gets. I trust Ayuk, but we've got Deebo Samuel coming back, so that's where it gets a little shaky.
Okay. Terry McLaurin.
Oddly similar guys. I might go DJ Moore over Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, I mean, we're sitting here, right? We're kind of in that back end, that top 25. He's got Darnell Mooney at 25, and I'm here for Darnell Mooney.
Oh, me too.
Right?
Me too.
Come on. I said this to people. This is like back in like week 3. And I said to people, listen, the Bears are not going to suck like this all year. Justin Fields will get it. Their offense will click. They might be out of it. They might just be a bad team overall, but it's not going to be this crappy. And if that's the case, when it does click for them, Darnell Mooney is the number 1 wide receiver in that offense. I mean, how many people have talked to you right now, Tara? How many people have asked you if they should start Justin Fields over, a variety of quarterbacks?
Oh, yeah.
People were asking, people were like, should I start Fields over Justin Herbert?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He is shot up.
Wouldn't you want Darnell Mooney?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
I mean, Fields, maybe he only throws for 150 yards in the game, but if 85 yards and a touchdown goes to Darnell Mooney, I'll take that. Yeah. Thank you.
It's the efficiency. He's become so much more efficient with it. I would like to see more volume for him because I think he's proven that he can actually he can be very efficient with it, very productive with it. Mm-hmm. Now, moving on to, we'll start off the fun one of Indianapolis. The fun big news.
Say you want to go back to Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah. The fun big news of the week. I'm sure we will get, I don't know if we'll get a lot of JT, but I'm sure through the weekend we'll get a lot of JT because we're talking full practice. So we have to feel, it's crazy. We didn't even get to experience the Deion Jackson experience that he promised us that he would be getting his bag, and we didn't get to experience it. But yeah, we got Jonathan Taylor coming back, and he's coming back to a whole new world. a new head coach, new interim head coach, and Jeff Saturday, new play caller, new situation, and just tons of questions around JT, Pittman. I mean, what? I don't know. There's a lot going on here, and it would be so much easier if they were facing if it was like them against Denver, and then you're like, fade the whole world. But they're playing Las Vegas, and it makes everything so difficult to answer because it's an organization in disarray, but it's like the best matchup that a human can have. So,
I think I'm here for Jonathan Taylor. I'd be okay with that. I think he's like a top 10, like top between the top 10 and top 15 at this point.
Yeah.
Feel like Jeff Saturday will work with the offensive line a little bit better. Hopefully they kind of, hone a couple of things there. It is different play calling. I mean, it's not great, but he's going to get the touches. And I feel like Saturday's just going to, because of his inexperience, I think he's just going to get back to the basics.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So I'm okay with Jonathan Taylor and using him, especially after a full practice. Pittman, he kind of drops out. Maybe it's like, top 30, 35. I mean, there's just so much talent there. I'm waiting for Ellinger to really kind of figure it out. See it click for him. I don't know if it's going to or not.
That's where I kind of had it as well. Like if you're in a 3 wide receiver league, I could feel comfortable with him as your third wide receiver. If you want to play him as a flex option, that makes sense. It's tough to completely pull him out of your lineup if you're in a 12-team league. You can obviously do that justification if you're in a 10-team league, but it's tough because where else are you turning? So you just want to hope that maybe last week was just a bad situation. There can be a little turnaround, just a little something from Sam Ehlinger.
Nice.
Yes.
It would be.
Yes. But I
remember sitting there like during draft season, and I was getting so mad because Pittman was going so high, and I never got him, and I was always like,
"Damn
it, I really want Michael Pittman. I really want Michael Pittman." And now I'm like, ooh, Michael Pittman's got the cooties.
Yeah, man, I love Pittman. I've got all kinds of Pittman.
So upsetting.
Since we get to pick on me and my Pittman, we will turn to before we jump into the Fantasy Alarm Discord. Get in there, get your questions. We're gonna get in there, dive in there. But I thought we could touch on Josh Allen, and yeah, it's not looking good. Snatch up your Case Keenum in your deep leagues and Superflex.
Well, I mean, all right. First of all, Allen, yes, I'm very concerned. They're claiming it's not a long-term thing, but it's something that he's had before and he's dealt with before. The problem is that it's a damaged UCL, but there's something going on with the nerves, and that's what's making his fingertips numb. It's making it very tough for him to grip the football. And with the way this point spread's moved, I mean, it was like Minnesota +6. Now it's Minnesota +3. And they haven't even announced that Josh Allen is missing the game. So obviously that's a big concern for a lot of people. And yeah, listen, if you're a Stephon Diggs owner, you got to be concerned about it. I mean, Gabe Davis was already teetering on the brink of trash versus treasure.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of a sudden I'm a little bit worried.
Yeah.
Although, Tara, double revenge game narrative. Case Keenum to Stephon Diggs against those Minnesota Vikings. I almost can't pass that up.
Well, I will never pass up Stephon Diggs. And I did snatch up some Superflex Case Keenum that I'm like, once I get that, what am I doing? In like the Scott Fish Bowl, I'm 100% signed. I have Lamar Jackson on bye week. So yeah, if Case Keenum is in there, man, you're playing. Like, you're in. So yeah, I mean, he's a veteran. It's not a bad situation if you're looking at guys out there with starting jobs like Jacoby Brissett and whatnot. I mean, come on. Like,
Brissett's going to be a treasure this week against Miami. Another revenge game narrative.
Yes, lots of revenge games all over the place. All right, let's dump. I see some very interesting questions already in the Fantasy Alarm Discord. I'm in the live stream Q&A. I'm going all the way. Chuba is active.
Chuba is active?
There we go.
Just here?
Yeah.
All right, go to fantasyalarm.com and go to our tools. I'm going to the seasonal tools right now just to see our inactives. Oh, we don't have it up yet.
Yes, we are. Just happened.
Oh, did we just did? Oh, Mike Garofalo's got it tweeted. We just haven't updated on the site yet. All right, let's get to some questions.
Yes.
Let's not talk about our shortcomings on the website and not having our inactives posted already.
I'll jump up to the top because we've got them piled up all the way up to someone getting there as early as noon. Good job from Home Run, Cordero Patterson, or Josh Jacobs. Cost me a win last week. Yeah, I hear you on that. That one's interesting.
That is definitely an interesting one. I mean, I'm a big Josh Jacobs fan. I have been in on Jacobs since before the season started. I said, Josh McDaniels' offense, it's predicated on a power run system. The Erhardt Perkins system is predicated on the power run setting up the pass. And that's, what they're doing over there. And Jacobs is running with a bit of a chip on his shoulder. What? Oh, you didn't want to pick up my 5th-year option? Okay, I'll run for a contract right now. So, I'm kind of digging on that. I mean, it's a nice matchup here for Patterson tonight. I mean, to me, it's close. Yeah. I would probably give the edge to Jacobs. It's really close. Where are you leaning?
I lean towards Jacobs. It's tough to sit Patterson in this matchup, but I lean towards Jacobs, but it's super, 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 super close.
Super close. Let's have Adam Ronas break the tie. Did we say PPR? Yep. Full PPR. And Adam Ronas says Jacobs.
Yeah.
So we're right, and there you go.
Yes.
It does suck to sit Patterson, but there it is.
Question from yes. 3 touchdowns. Let's go back to the Josh Jacobs that early season Josh Jacobs that was insane. Yes. Help us out, Josh McDaniels, please. Go back.
Please.
Next question from JB Houston, Texas. I'm in Houston, Texans too. What up, neighbor? Pickens or Terrace Marshall from a flex? Well, I think that one is.
I'd go Pickens here.
I would too.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like what Terrace Marshall is doing. I like the direction, but I will go Pickens in this situation. Next question from Lentil. Heard the conversation with Jim today. I like this question. Heard the conversation with Jim yesterday about kickers and defense. I have Folk. Don't want to drop him, but I don't have anyone to drop. Integrity says it's wrong to play without a kicker, right?
It is very wrong to play without a kicker. Do not play without a kicker. And yeah, I would definitely just drop Nick Folk.
Yeah.
Really? Why wouldn't you just drop Nick Folk? What is it that Nick Folk is doing that's so amazing? Come on.
I did it in a league. We got to do it. You got to do it. Can't carry 2 kickers. Just got to do it. Next.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you a question here, side question. All right, a little surprise flex question. PPR. Sutton, Connor, Jeff Wilson.
Jeff Wilson. I like Jeff Wilson this week.
That's exactly where I was going to.
Love Jeff Wilson this week.
How do you not love Jeff Wilson? I'm telling you, that Cleveland-Miami game is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I think so too.
Definitely going to be a fun one. Okay, I'm sorry for diverting us here.
That is all right.
The floor is yours.
Next, one more from Lentil. Full PPR, Lazard, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, or Pickens?
Lazard, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, or Pickens? I'm going to go with St. Brown.
Yeah. I do love Lazard, but this is not a good matchup situation. So
what's up with the Packers? What's up with Aaron Rodgers? Blue Earth or whatever her name is just right.
Not working out.
He's the only person I know to have done hallucinogenic drugs and to come out on like less cool on the other side.
It's gotten worse. Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't know what's going on because there's some accountability needs to be taken. I know that there's obviously some weapons lacking and frustrations and whatnot, but man, some of those throws, don't believe that's on the wide receiver. So.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna blame the wide receiver for not being 8'6", with 1,100 foot arms.
Yeah, like some accountability there, buddy.
Ay. All right, what's next?
Next question from Are you ready for some FB Superflex League? My quarterbacks are Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, and Marcus Mariota. With the uncertainty around Josh Allen, do I have to start Mariota tonight? Yeah, and if Josh Allen, in the event that Josh Allen doesn't play, the only option would be AJ Dillon. Yeah.
And he's garbage.
Yeah. You got to go with Marcus Mariota. Pain, but you got to do it.
Just hope he runs a little bit more.
Yes. If there's one of them that has upside between him and PJ Walker, Mariota. So it's not a complete loss. We might not be getting that great yardage, but there's still work on the ground. Next question from Unbent Nat 565. Algier or Thielen in flex?
I'd probably go Thielen.
I would too. He's on the injury report, so that is mildly concerning.
What's wrong with Adam?
I think is it a back or ribs or I should know that.
My back, it's my neck, and my back.
I should know that. I literally have it pulled up. What is wrong with Adam Thielen?
I don't see an injury designation on him here. Back to full participation in practice.
Oh, is back to full participation? Good. It was ankle. Ankle. All right. You're going Lazard, or you're going Thielen. All right. Next question from Home Run. Howard just answered this in the chat room. Play Pitts tonight. Have Njoku, who may not play, or could add Everett by dropping Pitts.
I won't tell you what I answered.
I say you just play Pitts.
I said to drop Pitts for Everett.
Ooh.
I'm done with Kyle Pitts. I'm done with him. It's the worst third-round pick in the history of third-round picks in fantasy. Kyle Pitts is the Pitts. Mariota doesn't throw enough. It's just, you remember the movie Mean Girls?
Oh, of course. It's one of my favorite movies.
Oh, okay. All right. So you might as well have just named him Kyle Fetch.
Yes.
Because you're always trying to make Fetch happen. Never
gonna happen. Oh, that's true. We're going on year 2 now. Oh my gosh. Poor Kyle Pitts. Kyle Fetch. I'm not opposed to it. No, see, but I feel like I've been higher on Everett than a lot of people. And so I always feel like I have to catch myself on being too high on him because I feel like I'm a little bit biased because he was one of my favorite late round grabs.
I thought he was phenomenal late round grab. And with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams still out.
Yeah. All right.
Ride that train, Tara. Ride that train.
I will.
Don't be shy.
I feel like I have to reel myself in because I find myself, it's like, here you start. Yeah, Everett. All right.
Let it out. Right. Celebrate it.
I'm with you.
Say it with me, Gerald Everett.
Drop Pitts for Everett. Do it.
Yeah. Screw you, Kyle. Big jerk.
Yes. Another question from Lintel. Got offered Henry and AJ for Eckler. And I'm going to assume AJ's Aaron Jones and not AJ Brown. That would be soup.
I mean, if it was Derrick Henry and AJ Brown for Austin Eckler, I'd take that in a heartbeat.
Yeah. I was like, it can't be that, right?
Is it Derrick Henry and AJ Dillon? Or is it Derrick Henry or Aaron Jones?
We have to get some clarification because that does make a big difference.
Lentil. We need more info. So we'll get back to that one.
Yes.
Lentil, ask that question in the chat one more time. We'll move on to Punch.
Yes. Would you start James Conner or Swift at flex? Full PPR. The first one.
Conner for me.
Same. Yeah, that one's pretty easy for me. Would you start I've seen these combinations all over the place. Would you start Cole Kmet or Greg Dulcich?
Oh, it's the garbage tight end position. I kind of like Dulcich this week. I feel dirty for saying it, especially when Kmet's coming off of, the 2 touchdown game, and I'm sure everybody and their grandma wants to go with that, but I just feel like this Titans secondary is weak. I don't know. I have a sneaking suspicion we get a glimpse of Russ cooking this week, and that's what I'm here for.
Yes.
So
I agree. Russ was someone I said you can drop him if you are not planning to start, if you don't need a streaming option, but if you do, these matchups that he has right here and next week, they're good options to start him. And I agree with you. I lean towards Dulcich as well. I don't dislike Cole Kmet this week. Of my streaming people that I'm looking at, he's probably the third option. But I would definitely go with Dulcich over him. And then James Conner, Swift, we kind of answer. James Conner, Swift, or Gibson at flex.
Stay with Conner.
Yeah.
100%.
One more from Lentil. Start Walker and ETN. And bench Dameon Pierce or switch?
Yes. Walker and ETN.
Yeah.
Bench that great running back, Dameon Pierce. Here's Lentil in the chat room just braggadociously talking about her team.
Gotta bench Dameon Pierce.
I don't know what to do.
And then trade, right?
So many of them. So good.
Oh, man.
I'm starting Avery Williams this week. Avery Williams!
It just rubs it in, huh?
He didn't even have a projection on the website that I'm using him at. It's a laughing emoji.
Yes.
That's what it is. It's the crying and then the skull. That's what it is for his projection.
That one is pretty bad. That one is pretty bad. I was with you on the Gainwell. I've got Gainwell in one league that I'm rolling out, but the Avery Williams, yeah, that was a deep, like, mm-hmm. Very, very, very. And then trade question, is offering Damian Pierce for Goddard fair for Goddard?
Oh, it's more than fair for Goddard. I'd actually say if you're going to trade Damian Pierce, get Goddard and then get like a, I don't know, like a part-time running back for depth or a decent wide receiver, something like that. You can get more for Pierce than just Goddard.
Agree.
Sure.
And then question again from Ponch at wide receiver 2. Would you start Mecole Hardman or Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Mecole Hardman showed up and as a did not practice today for some abdominal issue, which makes me worry. So I'm on Ra.
Same. Then one more, but is this one a question? I don't think so. I've been trying to get
he's just responding to Lentil.
Got it.
And her countless concerns with these terrible running backs that she has to bench all the time.
Well, we've got another one from her with the running back. Any running back I can target trading away Fournette and White, or Fournette with Judy or Lazard.
I mean, yeah, you probably could. Tough time to sell on Leonard Fournette right now. Couple of down games. I would actually take a look and wait and see what he does this week against Seattle. It's a very favorable matchup. Whether it's in Germany or not, it's just a favorable matchup. And, I think Brady felt like, winning that game last week was like the monkey off his back and he's feeling good. He comes to the podium and he's like, dropping F-bombs and being all swaggy, or at least trying to be.
Yes.
I mean, it's literally like watching Joe Burrow's dad trying to be swaggy. It's really what Tom Brady doing that is. But maybe this does energize Tampa Bay a little bit more, and then they come out and they, do well against Seattle, and then trade Fournette.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Oh, interesting question from Caliber Reigns. Pittman was dropped. Don't think I have a wide receiver to drop. Wide receivers are Jefferson, Olave, Kirk, Garrett Wilson, and Metcalf.
You have to drop one of them?
Would you? Well, So given the depth that you have,
Pittman was dropped.
Pittman was dropped.
Oh, yeah, no. So forget it. You don't need to. No, leave him. Let somebody else get Pittman.
Well,
I don't know what's going on with that offense.
Yeah, but if things are kind of like, and they don't even have to be like super figured out. Like, I don't know. You're not starting Garrett Wilson in that grouping. So, I mean, I feel like I would rather have the upside on my bench of Pittman than Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson? Like Garrett Wilson?
I like Garrett Wilson. I believe in him. I believe in the pass volume that they're doing over there. I don't know. I want to roster Pittman. I'm holding on hope. It's Michael Pittman.
Okay. Tara's going to hold out hope and say drop Garrett Wilson for Michael Pittman. I'm going to say stay put. So figure it out there on your own.
I'm optimistic. Ellinger, Zach Wilson. I mean, that's like,
what's wrong with Zach? Now you're just jet hating, and that's not allowed here.
All right, I'll stop. I'll stop
on this dojo.
I will stop. Question from Jock 10101. Half PPR. Please pick. First one, running back and a flex. Connor, Herbert, Dylan, Mooney, and Sutton.
Connor, Herbert, Dylan, Mooney, or Sutton? I'm scrolling back up. I gotta see it.
Yeah.
All right. Connor, Herbert, Dylan, Mooney, Sutton. All right, Connor and Mooney.
Agree with that. Yes. And then Ertz, Schultz, or Dulcich.
I mean, I like Ertz. He's getting the work still. And I do like that matchup for him this week against the Rams. I think that he's in a good spot. Yeah, I'm gonna lean Ertz over Dulcich, but it's closer than I would think.
I agree. I agree. All right. Greetings, peeps, from Rowdy357. Herbert or
Hi, John.
Tua?
Herbert or Tua? I'll go with Tua.
I'm on the Tua train.
Uh, I can't really. I mean, do we need analysis on this? Tua with Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, the most incredible, productive tandem of wide receivers in the NFL, in a system that's really, really working well against a secondary that's kind of been banged up a little bit lately, or Justin Herbert with no pass catchers,
Yeah.
except for Gerald Everett.
Yeah. And
You look
wide
so
receiver
sad.
one, Austin Eckler. But hey.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh wait, let
It's
me get
Tua.
my Josh Palmer jersey. It's over here in the corner.
I need a Josh Palmer jersey.
All right. Well, Christmas is right around the corner, Tara.
It's cheap. I'm sure it's not expensive. Tua, it's Tua for us. We like Tua.
Tua.
Cam Greasy, would you start Brandon Cooks over Najee Harris, Curtis Samuel, or Jeff Wilson? Also have Hardman on the bench. Well, I gotta leave Hardman on the bench for right now with the injury issues, but Brandon Cooks is technically injured as well. I don't know how much is injury, and how much is like personal injury, but yeah, you got to be wary of that one.
Yep.
So I'm not trusting that.
Yeah, me neither. I'm staying put with Harris, Samuel, and Wilson here.
Yeah, same.
Reason
Uh,
make it a problem.
yes. Another from Rowdy is JT a go. Yeah, it sounds like he's a go. But your dilemma is: do you play Donta Foreman tonight over Jonathan Taylor on Sunday?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it would just mean she would have to sit
Yeah,
either Fournette, Ayuk, McLaurin, or Kirk, and that would probably be Fournette.
yeah,
As far as sitting him for JT, yeah, I'm fine with that. You got to use Deonta Foreman tonight. You got it.
yeah. And then
I would
and then
probably
sit somebody, and yeah, I think that's the better bet. I agree.
agreed.
Question from Distillery1, or a statement from Distillery1. Waller is the worst. So with Waller out, here's who I have for bye week fill-ins: Moreau, Otten, Juwan Johnson, Fant, Brait, Tanya, Disley, or Ingram.
Evan Engram is a top 10 tight end this year.
Yeah.
I don't know why people are missing. I think he's 9th or 10th overall. He's getting targets. I mean, is he overflowing with touchdowns? No, but he's got a decent floor. I don't really understand why we're not just go look at tight end scoring.
Yeah.
Just go look at the scoring list. You'll see Evan Engram is the guy that you want in that spot.
Well,
I mean, Moreau's got a good he's got a good matchup this week. Tunyon, yeah, fine. He's the only healthy pass catcher on that team right now. I would just roll with Evan Engram here, especially against Kansas City.
Yeah.
Because you know that Trevor's going to be throwing.
He does have the back issue, but if he is active and good to go, which was the only reason why he didn't score that much last week, so we got to give him a little pass on that. But if he's active and good to go, him. If he's not, I would go with Otten. Do you believe that Cameron Brate is going to jump back and steal Otten's targets? I mean, he's been productive, reliable. Tom Brady. I mean, I don't see where the flip is, because it's not like we've seen anything out of Cameron Brate before that makes you say, man, got to go back to Cameron Brate.
No, I mean, listen, I'm not going to argue with you against Otten. I think he's fine, and Brate might see a couple of targets, but I agree with you. You gotta leave the rookie out there. You know what you're getting from him right now, and that's been productive. Again, I look at you look at these names, and it's like people are chasing tight ends, thinking that so in 2017, you know how I got the whole tight end whisperer thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's not 2017 anymore. And the position has vastly changed and like just begun degrading. It's just collapsing. There's no There's no consistency from week to week for tight ends. There's very few guys who are getting consistent targets. So stop chasing touchdowns, which are a very unpredictable thing, and go with the guy who is seeing the consistent targets.
Yeah.
To me, that's Engram. After Engram, I would probably go with Otten, or I would go with then I would go with Tunyon.
Yeah.
Now he's probably third on that list, and that's really where I'm at. Fourth, I'd say Moreau,
Yeah.
because Waller's out, but gotta stop chasing the tight ends, people.
Yes.
Find a guy who's getting targets and stay with him. Stop trying to keep switching it up every week. It's just a waste of time.
Agree. One more from Rowdy. Need 2 in PPR. Jeff Wilson, Cortland Sutton, Pickens, or Pittman. Also have Dulcich, but not tight end premium.
I'm on Wilson and Sutton here.
Wilson for sure.
You want to go Pittman, don't you?
No, I'm not going that bold. But I don't trust Sutton either, really. Or like it.
I mean, well, how do you
I'll
trust
go,
anybody from Denver?
Yeah, I'll go Sutton. But it's just.
You go Pickens and just hope for the garbage time.
That's true. That's true. Not a bad situation there. Jeff Wilson for sure. And then I'll lean towards Howard, but I'm not opposed to Pickens. Slurry, is Aaron Jones going to play? Will Jonathan Taylor play? I think we're still, again, we've done Jonathan Taylor, we've got the full practice, so we feel pretty confident about that. Aaron Jones, I don't really have anything that says one way or the other. He's practicing. I haven't heard anything super negative about him.
I haven't heard anything negative about him either. We just have to wait and see. Taylor put in a full practice. I don't know if Jones put in a full practice today, but check and see the practice reports tomorrow. If they both put in full practices, I feel very confident with both of them.
Yeah. And at the very least, I feel it's an afternoon game, but at the very least, I don't feel like he's a game time decision kind of guy. I think we'll know well in advance. So I wouldn't panic too much on Aaron Jones. I think we'll know pretty quickly. One more question from Rowdy. Start Donta Foreman over Singletary and Algier PPR. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Then need 1 in flex PPR between Alec Pierce, Chuba Hubbard, Evan Ingram, in tight end premium.
I mean, I'd probably go with Ingram, and then just if he doesn't play because of the back, then I'd just use Pierce.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then Saints defense or 49ers defense?
Niners D.
Yeah. Yeah, Slurry, I am a Burrow owner. I need a win this week. Should I drop Aaron Rodgers for Daniel Jones, Jared Goff, Marcus Mariota, Jacoby Brissett, all of the low end QB crew, Case Keenum, Derek Carr, Pickett, Dalton, Heineke, Tannehill, Mills, Walker, or just hold?
I mean, if you need a quarterback this week, then yeah, I wouldn't go with Rodgers. I would probably go with like Daniel Jones or Jared Goff. Even would probably be the way I would lean. I'm not going to go in with Rodgers. So yeah, Jones or Goff for me.
Yeah,
just drop Rodgers.
Yeah, you need a win. I mean, the one with the high, Goff always has the highest upside. It's going one way or the other. So I mean, yeah. If you need to get a win, if you want to shoot for the moon of who of that grouping is going to have the highest chance for fantasy points, it's going to be Goff. So that's the direction I would lean. Question from Rowdy 357. Need 2 of these in PPR, tight end premium. Thielen, Hardman, Gibson, Zeke, and Ingram.
Hardman, Gibson, Zeke. Need 2 of them. All right, Thielen's the first guy, and then I'm probably going Gibson here.
Same, yeah. I'm not trusting Zeke right now. I'm like,
Yeah, not me neither.
And then I can't believe I'm asking this, but Najee or Hardman in PPR?
You got to go with Najee right now.
Yeah.
Maybe if Hardman puts in full practice tomorrow and he practices on Saturday, but other than that, you got to go with Najee.
Yeah, you were not wrong to ask it. If he was not injured, quite frankly, Hardman's been giving out better upside. So yeah, I would have gone that direction. I would. And then Knox or DeAndre Carter, tight end premium. This one is interesting to me because if Case Keenum is starting, I think we got a different situation where Knox has a little bit more value.
I agree. I kind of lean towards Knox, and it's not even because it's tight end premium. DeAndre Carter's just boom or bust.
Yeah.
I mean, Knox has been too, but like you said, Tara, he's got a better shot of getting some targets and getting some leaning there from Keenum.
Yeah, that's the direction that I would go. I agree. Then Hans, what's up? 03. Need 2 flex from these in full PPR. Kareem Hunt, CEH, Raheem Mostert, Michael Gallup, and Rashad White.
Garbage there. Hunt and CEH for me.
I can't do CEH. I can't. I have
Mostert?
abandoned ship. Yeah, it's gonna be Mostert and yeah, Hunt.
All right.
Yeah.
Mostert and Hunt.
We're going with it.
Rolling. You
got it all in one
game.
game.
I'm looking over at YouTube, and they're flowing in there too. So
okay, let's hurry up. Yeah, because we've only got 12 minutes left. Okay.
Get the hurry up offense going, Tara.
All right, I'll read fast. Put on my thinking cap. Okay, and then need these 2 in half PPR. Flex, Mooney, Palmer, Jamal Williams, Jonathan Taylor, Herbert, or Hunt.
2 of these.
Mm-hmm.
Going Jonathan Taylor and Darnell Mooney.
Jonathan Taylor and Palmer for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Slightly split. No problem with that.
Yes. Question from Rowdy. Pitts or Juwan? Pitts or Juwan Johnson? Yeah. You still got to go Pitts.
I'll do Pitts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry. And question from J Miss Blicken 77. Do I play Marshall tonight in place of Darnell Mooney or Deontay Johnson this week?
Hi, Jamie. Do not.
No.
Don't play Marshall. Play Mooney and Deontay.
Yes.
Happier for it.
Yes.
Okay. Here's Lentil's return.
There we go.
It's AJ Brown. Derrick Henry and AJ Brown got offered. Henry. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Take it and run.
Getting Derrick, or is that Hunter Henry maybe? Because that's Derrick and AJ Brown. I am all that.
That's juicy. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
All right. Jamie's back. Algier or Hubbard? You go with that one. You answer that. I don't want to answer that one. Ugh.
I'm gonna go with Hubbard. Yeah, I'm gonna take the chance with Hubbard. I just yeah. We'll do that. Then Hans, last one. Want to hold the Pats defense. So would need to drop Jamal, Herbert, Hunt, Brian Robinson, Josh Palmer, Mooney, or Watson. I
think you get rid of Brian Robinson here.
That's the only one that I would. Yeah, that's the only one.
Yep.
All right, and then you go that. Yes, we create. Then Craig Tyne, 88. Should I pick up Jalen Warren in stash, given all the talk? Yeah. I mean, we don't know who you're dropping to pick him up, but how are you feeling about Jalen Warren?
I feel like he's never going to have the job to himself unless they say that they're going to shelf Najee Harris completely, which I don't see them doing because Tomlin is way too stubborn for that. So you're talking about a part-time back who maybe sees, I don't know, 30% of the carries in, behind a garbage offensive line. I know that everybody's in on Jalen Warren, but at what level player are we looking at here? Is he Kenyon Drake?
So I think he's Khalil Herbert. This I think is going to mirror the Chicago backfield where, David Montgomery has the preference, but when we get on the field and we're looking, it's like, man, Khalil Herbert looks good. But yet the split it's still a split that slightly favors Montgomery. So I think that's what this is going to turn into. So I think he's worth a bench. He can offer some, low end flex value if you're in a deeper league as well. But yeah, it's gonna be a split unless something goes wrong with Harris, unfortunately.
Yeah, There's always going to be a timeshare there.
Yes. And then need from Distillery, need 2 in PPR. Between Devonta Smith, Thielen, Curtis Samuel, Chase Claypool, Miko Hardman, or Khalif Raymond. 2 PPR.
Devonta Smith and Adam Thielen for me.
I agree with that. I could be persuaded to Curtis Samuel, possibly.
Yeah, possibly. Isn't it funny how everybody, when they write out the players that they're asking about, it's usually the first 2 or 3 players that they say that are the answer?
They write in preference. They do. They do.
The power is in your hands, people. It's in your hands. You're giving us the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
people write ranking.
I could legit turn around and just say, whoever the first 2 people are that you write, that's where you should go.
Yes.
Because that's usually the right answer.
Yes.
Just say it.
Mm-hmm.
Just say it. All right, you ready? Let's do some rapid fire over on the YouTube channel here.
Yes, let's do it.
DM7819 says, I have Justin Herbert and Derek Carr as my QBs. Do I play the matchup or do I drop one and pick up a wide receiver running back for flex depth?
Justin Herbert and Derek. Oh, man.
I mean, I think he's currently in second place. It's a 10-teamer. I think you can probably drop Carr and grab like a backup flex play.
I agree with that.
All right, Chargers had their bye.
Mm-hmm.
We're good.
I think that makes sense.
All right. Wesley Waxen Fat says, I'm hoping this game is fun to watch as my RB2 tonight is Tyler Algier. You know what, Wesley, for you?
The volume should be there on the Atlanta side. We're fingers are crossed.
Fingers are crossed. John F says, need help at running back with Kamara and Arizona duo. Been offered Deonta Foreman and James Robinson for Trevor Lawrence. He's already got Prescott and Jimmy G. Oh, for Trevor Lawrence and George Pickens. So Deonta Foreman and James Robinson, and for Lawrence and Pickens. I think I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I
don't want to be.
Yeah, I'm on the Foreman side.
I don't want to be relying totally on Kamara and James Conner / Eno Benjamin.
Yeah, agree. You can slide Foreman right into that RB2 spot.
Yeah. Oh, here you go. Remaining wide receivers would be Jefferson, Gabe Davis, Michael Pittman, Brandon Cooks, Rondell Moore. Still okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Who to flex? Mostert, Singletary, Gabe Davis, Curtis Samuel, Kyle Pitts.
I don't mind going with Mostert given the matchup. I still prefer Jeff Wilson, but it's a good matchup for both of them.
I think it's Mostert or Curtis Samuel for me, and I would definitely lean the running back as well.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, God is speaking to us. God's in the chat room here, Tara. God says, should I trade Waddle and Olave for Dameon Pierce, Jeff Wilson, and Mike Evans?
Oh, man. You're giving up all the goods for the running backs. I assume this is a heavy running back play that you need some guys. I don't... if I'm giving up, you got something a little bit better than... Pierce lacks the upside that I would want for Waddle, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. I would say you could say Evans for Olave, and I would actually put the advantage to Evans on that one.
Yeah.
So then it's Waddle for Pierce and Jeff Wilson, and it's just how badly do you need running backs?
I feel like if you're willing to give up Waddle, you can get something a little bit better than Dameon Pierce. That's the key.
That is the key. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. All right. Ciao, Ragazzi. Devonta Smith versus Washington or Terrace Marshall versus the Falcons. Devonta Smith or Terrace Marshall?
Devonta Smith. Go Devonta Smith.
Go Devonta Smith. Read. With Chuba active, does that put Jeff Wilson over Foreman in PPR?
No, it does not. I love Jeff Wilson, but you still gotta go Foreman. Still Foreman.
Agreed. I mean, do you think Atlanta fixed their run defense in 2 weeks? That the guy who rushed 26 times for 118 yards. Chuba or not Chuba?
Yeah.
I mean, if Chuba takes 10 of those 26 carries, you're still getting money in the bank here.
Yeah.
Full PPR, pick 2, Jamalfa Williams, Jeff Wilson, David Montgomery, Khalil Herbert, Deonta Foreman.
So Foreman, yeah, go ahead and do Foreman. And then I'm torn between Jamal. I can't say Jamal full. I'm torn between Jamal and Jeff Wilson. He's a former Packer. I can't.
I know. But you know what? He showed in a revenge game narrative against the Packers. He showed why his name is Jamal.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
So upsetting.
It's a good matchup against Chicago in theory. They should move the ball well. I do want to go. I'm going to go Jamal. I'm going to give him another chance, and I'm going Jamal and Foreman.
Jamal and Foreman. All right. Should I pick up Jaylen Warren? Yep. I think that was the same question there. Should I trade Aaron Jones and Amon-Ra St. Brown for Cooper Kupp? Very interesting question here. Matthew Stafford in concussion protocol. Probably not going to play this week either. But this is more of a long-term sort of a thing. Jones and Amon-Ra for Cooper Kupp, Tara.
I'm okay with doing it. Yes, it's a yes for me. If you're good at running back, I'm assuming you're good. If you're willing to give up Aaron Jones, obviously you've got something good. So yeah, I'm okay with that.
Chuba Hubbard tonight, or wait until Sunday to go with Darnell Mooney or Mecole Hardman?
Go ahead and go with Chuba.
Really? You like Chuba over Darnell Mooney?
I do.
We're gonna be split on that one. I'm gonna say Darnell Mooney. Spicy, right?
It is. I don't dislike it though.
See, we're there. We're
right
here.
Yes.
Let's see. Wilson says, to the hardest working crew in the business, thanks for responding to my question. So starting Deonta Foreman tonight scare you playing him with Hubbard in the mix?
No.
Doesn't scare me at all.
No. The volume's going to be there. It's fine.
And not in the sense of it's fine, like the guy sitting there with the coffee cup in front of him and all
no.
not
that fine.
Like a genuine fun.
Yes.
Who should I give the burn to tonight? Tyler Algier or Chuba Hubbard? I think you said it, right? You want Chuba Hubbard over Algier tonight.
I do. That is the direction I'm heading.
All right. There you go. Let's see. Now that I've pulled the trigger on a trade, Foreman as a flex over Pittman or Rondell, or of rolling with the Gabe Davis, and he's got Gabe Davis, he's got Justin Jefferson. So Pittman or Deonta Foreman in the flex.
Well, I want Foreman, but
yeah, we definitely want Foreman in there. I think it comes down to Pittman versus Gabe Davis.
Yeah, or Rondell versus. Rondell versus Gabe Davis as well. I'm not super comfortable with Gabe in this scenario of thinking that we're gonna have no Josh Allen. I mean, Rondell's the much safer floor. So I would go with the safety of Rondell.
All right, Foreman and Rondell Moore, and then Justin Jefferson there. Last question. Here we go. Tera Roberts, are you ready?
I'm ready. No. Yes.
Sure?
Yes.
DJ Moore or Tony Pollard?
I am going with Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard.
Yeah, I was building that one up, but yeah, it's pretty much Tony Pollard. Yes. I don't trust Zeke either.
Can't do it.
Look at that, Tara. We did it.
We did it. Man, fantastic show. Fantastic questions. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you to our Discord audience. Thank you to our YouTube audience. Fingers crossed for a fantastic game, and fingers crossed, given the questions, for lots and lots of Deonta Foreman. Lots of Deonta Foreman carries and touchdowns and some volume for Chuba Hubbard, all that good stuff, so that everyone can please get off to a fantastic start to the week. Thank you all for tuning in. Be sure to come back. Subscribe to Fantasy Alarm, by the way, so you can get the notifications that we are live again next week. Make sure you come back. We will see you then. For Howard, I'm Tara. Have a fantastic fantasy week.